All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Strength and Balance today on this cold Tuesday morning. So, this morning we're going to warm up on our feet, then we're going to move down to the floor, do some movements down on the floor, do a little bit more warming up on the floor. Then we'll come back on up, do some stuff with a chair. So, make sure you have a chair ready. And then we're coming back down to the floor. So, we're coming up and down and up and down. So, we're just changing levels a little bit. Make sure you go at your own pace. If you need help getting up, just make sure there's something near you to help you get up. Take your time when you come down to the floor and when you come back up. So there's no rush. Everything we're doing in repetition today, so you can, go at your own pace, listen to your body. Um, if we're coming down to the floor, you want to make sure your heart rate is down before you get down to the floor. So we don't want to come down to the floor with an elevated heart rate. And like always, if I give you a repetition number, if it's too easy, slow down the movement and do a couple more. If it's too hard, then please do less. The key is however many you can do properly with that perfect form. That is so important, is for you to do what you need to do to make this exercise your own. And so let's rock and roll. Let me turn the music on. All right, we're gonna start up on our feet. Warm up the shoulders a bit, then we'll get down to the floor. So big circles with those arms left and right. Look at everybody coming in 3 minutes late. I was gonna say it's a small crew this morning, but apparently it's just everybody running late. Let's do one more each side going back, and then we'll take the arms forward. One more each side, then we'll get into your swimmer. So one arm comes forward, one arm comes back, a little soft bend in the knee. One more each side. Then relax the shoulders down, bring the arms out to the side. Now, when the arms are to the side, let's bring them behind the midline of the body. Shoulders are down, and then bring them forward and give yourself a hug. One arm comes on top, and then open, bring them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then the opposite comes on top and you give yourself a hug. Back and forth. Whoops, I'm hitting my curtain. One more each side. Then let's bring the arms overhead. So reach all the way down the side of the body from the fingertips all the way down to that toe on the floor. Then the other side. Remember, we're warming up. So if you're moving all morning, you're feeling warmed up already, you can pick up the speed a little bit more. Or if you need to, if you just woke up late, and you need to go slower, that's okay too. Just listen to how your body's feeling today. One more each side. Then we'll reach across. So twist and pivot. Make sure you pivot on that back toe to protect the knees. Reach across, Make sure we don't hinge and lean forward. We want to stand upright as we twist across. One more each side. Then let's bring those arms out at shoulder height, palms pointed towards the floor, and small circles in one direction. And spin it to the opposite direction. And release. A little hinge forward, and we're going to bring the heel to your butt. So shift your weight as we drive a heel back to your butt. When you have this, you can add the arms if you'd like. Making sure the shoulders stay down, and we're squeezing the shoulder blades together as you drive those elbows back. One more each side. Now let's bring those hands to the front, and we will bring the knees up to the front. So the heels went back, now knees to the front. Here we want to go slow and controlled, so not too slow unless you really want to work that balance. But we do want to make sure that we're controlling the knee up and controlling the knee back down too. So we don't want to just let the foot flop down. We want to control it up and control it down. Keeping that core tight. Let's do one more each side. Then open up your stance. So nice wide stance with your feet. So my feet are significantly wider than my shoulders. My toes will be pointed forward. Feet are parallel. And we're just going to lean on over to that left quad, pressing your butt back. 2 pulses on the left, and then up and over, 2 pulses on the right. So when we push through that heel, it's important that you push your butt back and the chest stays up. So I'm not coming onto the toe because then my heel will lift. So I'm keeping that heel down and pressing, 2 and 2. Wake up the legs a little bit. You don't have to come too low, depending on how you're feeling. But if you have the mobility and if you have the flexibility, you can come down and get a little lower. But the key is you must make sure your weight is pressed through the heel of the foot that we are leaning towards. And your chest must stay up. So we're not hinging at the waist, pressing through the heel, and your chest is up. Really focus on what your body is doing and where you are feeling this. 2 more on each side. And walk your feet in, then heels to the front. So alternate left and right, forward, driving the heels in the floor, in front. You can add those alternating arms. One more each side, then we'll take them back. So now we're standing upright and we're just tapping the toes back. So your feet, your body weight is staying on that stationary foot. We're not shifting the weight. We're staying nice and strong. Your core is tight. Let's do one more each side. Then we'll get right into that heel and toe. So I'm stabilizing here on one leg, that soft natural bend in that knee, shoulders down and back. My ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and ear will remain all aligned. Then that opposite leg, that heel will come forward, toes will come back. Heel forward, toes back. So I'm only moving from the hip and the knees moving a little bit on that moving leg. So the rest of the body staying nice and still. Focus on squeezing the core, focus on that balance. If you want to make it harder, you can get a little lower. Oops. And let's switch to the other side. So now we'll be stabilizing on that opposite side, a soft, natural bend in the knee, shoulders down and back, heel and toe on the opposite side. Last one. Let's release. We're going to go right into 10 calf raises. So come on up on the toes and back on down. And when you finish your 10 calf raises, take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth and make your way down to the floor on your back. Again, make sure your heart rate is down before you come down to the floor. So if any of that got your heart rate up too high, take a second before you come on down. We'll start off on the floor on your back. We'll stay here for a little bit. So if you need any water, please grab a sip of water. Then we can come on down. So we're going to talk about that pelvic tilt first. So when we are on the floor, your knees will be bent at about 90 degrees. Your feet will be about hip width distance apart. Your knees are bent, the knees in line with ankles, abdomen is tight, head, neck, and shoulders are relaxed. We want to make sure that the shoulders aren't up by the ears, no stress. We want to relax the shoulders down and squeeze the shoulder blades together behind the back. Abdomen is tight. So I'm going to cross my arms over my chest so you can see. We're going to go into your pelvic tilt. So pressing that low back down to the floor. Then when you do that, your pubic bone comes up towards your heart. Then you can release. We're going to do about 10 pelvic tilts. So notice I can get a hand underneath my low back now. And then when I press and go into that pelvic tilt, I'm not able to get a hand underneath. So you really want to squish that low back down to the floor. That'll help activate that abdomen. So let's go for about 10. Here's 1 and squeeze and release. 2 and squeeze and release. 3, 4. Make sure we hold that pelvic tilt for a couple seconds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can release and then bring both arms out at shoulder height. From here, we're just going to drop the knees over to the right, head comes to the left, and then bring the knees over to the left, head comes to the right. Slow and controlled. Side to side. And back to center. Extend both legs long. Abdomen stays tight. Now here we're going to hold that pelvic tilt. Keeping that core tight, I'd like you to flex that right foot Then lift that right leg up as high as you can, keeping a straight leg and keeping that strong pelvic tilt. Then point the toes and come back down. And we want to make sure we don't touch the floor. So stay about a couple inches off the floor. Then flex up. Here's number 2. We're going for 10 per side. Here's 2. And here's 3. Making sure you hold that pelvic tilt the whole time. The more you hold the pelvic tilt, the more we do this on your day-to-day life. This is 5. The stronger that core will be, the better the balance, the better the strength. Here's 6. It's so important not to just go through the motions. Here's 7. But actually engage the muscles. This is 8. And really think about, have that mind-muscle connection. Here is 9. Then we have 1 more on this side. Then we'll switch to your left. You can release. Take a second if you need to. You can recommit to that pelvic tilt for the opposite side. So when you're ready, we're going to flex up and point down. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 1 more. That's 10. When you're ready, you can bend both knees. Again, feet will be about hip width distance apart. We will go into your bridge. So a strong pelvic tilt. Abdomen is tight. Then lift the hips up. Squeeze the butt at the top. And slowly come on down. Keeping that pelvic tilt held the whole time. 2. We're going for 10. Did I say that? 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 1 more. That's 10. Then we are going to release and take that right ankle, cross it on top of left knee for your single leg bridges. So here we want to maintain a nice square hip, square shoulder. We are going to press up on that left heel, trying to keep your hips square. The right knee is going to fall open, so we're opening up that right hip a bit. And from here, we're shooting for 10. Again, if that's too many for you, then you can always do less. Listen to your body. Pressing through that left heel, we're going to lift up and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you finish your set on that side, we're going to switch legs. Right foot is down on the floor. Left ankle is on top of right knee. Hips are square. Press out on that left knee a bit to open up your left hip. And we'll do an additional 10 single leg bridges on this side. So lift up, squeeze, and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 10. You can uncross your legs and open your feet up wider than your hips. We're going to go into your nice wide stance bridge. So feet are wider than hips, but make sure the knees don't come in together or apart. We want that nice flat foot on the ground. Another set of bridges, last set of 10 here. So nice strong pelvic tilt, press the low back down, lift the hips up and squeeze at the top. And come back on down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And that's 10. You can release and pull both knees into your chest, hug them in, rock side to side. And when you're ready, we are going to roll over to your left side. So I'm going to move my mic. So on that left, we are going to go into 10 clamshells, please. So knees will be bent, hips are square, shoulders are square, abdomen is nice and tight, feet are stacked. And from here, we are going to lift that right knee up and come back down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Extend both legs long and we'll go into that lateral leg lift for 10 on the same side. Now, when we do your lateral leg lift, it's important to make sure that that top leg, so should be that right foot, is flexed. Then we want to turn the toes down slightly and bring it back. We really want to make sure that we hit that hip, that IT band, that abductor. All right. So we want the toes pointed down slightly. That's 1. 2. Squeeze the butt. 3. 4. 4, 5, 6. Press out through the heel. 7, 8, 9, and that is 10. You can release, and we are going to roll over to the opposite side when you are ready. So I'm just going to hook up my mic, but roll on over to your right side, and we will do 10 clamshells first, then 10 lateral leg lifts. So knees will be bent on the right, hips are square, shoulders are square, keeping that core nice and tight as you lift that left knee up and then bring it back on down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. That's 10. Extend both legs long, flex the feet, then turn your left toes down slightly, bring the leg back, and we are going to lift up and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And that's 10. When you finish, you can release, push back into child's pose and hold here. Hips over heels. Extend your arms long. Then we will come up into that cat-cow. So hands and knees, tuck the toes, and we will make sure that wrist is in line with shoulder as we arch the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, and then lift the chin and lift the tail. Try to get as much flexion that you can in the spine. When you are ready, you can come on up to your feet, come up to standing, grab a chair. Grab a chair, grab some water if you need. Come on up when you are ready. So before we sit down in the chair, we are going to get a little bit more movement in the hips and in the legs. You're going to notice your range of motion improving with your squat today, with all the warming up that we've been doing. So I'm going to use the back of my chair to balance. You can use a pole or wall or whatever you have around you. I'd like you to hold on so we get that full range of motion and we don't get hindered by our balance. So we're going to hold on to the chair or pole or wall or something. Your opposite leg, that knee is going to come up, around, and down. We will do 5 in this direction and then 5 in the opposite direction. So when you're ready, let's bring that knee up, around, and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5 in that direction. Now the opposite direction. So around, in, and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Now the opposite side. So when you're ready, I'm going to just move my chair if you want to spin around or whatever is easiest for you. We're going to bring that opposite knee up, around, and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. And now the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to move the chair back just a little bit because we're going to do some sit to stands. But first, chair's a little wobbly. I can switch chairs. First, we're going to do some good mornings. So to warm up the glutes and hamstrings even more, hands are up by the head, chest is open, so elbows out to the side, abdomen is tight, a soft bend in the knee. You are going to hinge and push the butt back and come down with a flat back and push the hips forward and squeeze the butt. We're going for 10. Make sure your back is flat. That's the key. 2, 3, you should feel this in the hamstrings. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you finish your 10, you can sit on down on your chair. When you are seated on your chair, you should have about a 90 degree, here's your 90 degree angle behind the knees. We are only doing 5 sit to stands. So with these first 5 sit to stands, now make sure you're at the edge of the seat. We don't want to sit back, lean back. We want to be on the edge of the seat. Core is tight. If I was to come over and slap you in the stomach, it'd be nice and tight, right? Squeeze it. So for this first set of 5, your feet will be hip width distance apart. So a little bit more narrow than what we're used to. So about hip width distance or a little bit more narrow. Then we are going to stand on up, hinge at the waist, and come back down. That's 1. We're going to do 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to take a second. You might notice you feel it a little bit more in the quadriceps when your feet are a little bit more narrow. Now we're going to take a step. Open the feet up a little bit wider, about where we normally do our sit to stands. Abdomen is tight. Another set of 5. So stand up and back down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. After that set of 5, we are going to open your feet up even wider. It's important that the knees don't come in. We want that nice flat foot and the knees stay in line relatively same distance apart as the ankles. So nice wide stand as you come up, squeeze the butt and back down. Make sure your chest is up the whole time. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can release. So now we are going to go back into your 10 good mornings. So 10 more good mornings. Stand on up, hands behind the head when you are ready. 10 good mornings. So hips away, abdomen is tight down, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we are going to do 15 more sit to stance. So we already did 15. We are going to do 15 more. I'd like you to find the stance that is most comfortable for you to have that perfect form, because we are doing 15. I prefer a wider stance, maybe not as wide as I did there. So I'm going to do 15 with a little bit of a wider stance. The chest must be up. I do see a couple of you leaning forward when you stand up, so make sure that chest is up, shoulders down and back, all right? 15 when you are ready. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one. When you finish your set of 15, we are going to go into 10 calf raises. When you are ready, shoulders down, abdomen is tight, up and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now one last set of squats or sit to stands. So we've done a lot of squats. We've done a lot of foot stance. We are going to try to do your squats with no chair. If that's impossible, or if it really hinders that range of motion, I'd rather you use your chair and get that full range of motion. Very, very, very important. So we're going to shoot for 15 more. Now, that's a lot more than what we're used to. So this is where you need to really focus on what your body is needing today. All right. If it hurts the knees, it hurts the hips, stop. All right. It's your job to do what's right for your body. Okay. If it's hurting the quads, well, yeah, we're supposed to hurt the quads a little. We're working them. All right. So stop if you need to. Don't do as many as I do. If you can, try without the chair. If you need the chair, please use it. Figure out what foot stance you would like. Narrow, wider, widest. You can always do 5 of each, whatever is appropriate for you. 15-ish more, and then we'll come back down to the floor. So chest is up, eyes are forward. That's 1. 2. I keep my hands up in front of my chest to help keep my chest up. That's 3. And 4. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that is 15. You can release, kick those legs out. We are done with your chair. You can put your chair away. When you are ready, you can come down to the floor, but again, make sure your heart rate is down before we come down. We are going to start off in the prone position, so stomach down towards the floor. You can push back into child's pose. Again, if you need some water, grab some water, and we'll remain on the floor. So when you're down on the floor, you can come back into that child's pose. So hips over heels, extend those arms long, relax here. Then we are going to come on up into that tabletop position, hands and knees, for your 30-second hold of that bird dog. So we'll start on our left today. Left arm forward, right leg back, 30 seconds, and hold. So with that left hand, the palm is face in. The right leg the foot is flexed, the leg is straight. Make sure there's not a bend in the knee. We're pressing out through the heel. We are holding here for 30 seconds. We have 10 more to go, and in 8 seconds, we will go right into the opposite side. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. So right away, this time the right arm is long, left leg is long, right hand palm is turned in, left foot is flexed, the knee is not bent, the leg is long and straight. Hips and shoulders are square, and we are breathing. We have 5 more seconds. And release. You can push back into child's pose. Push your butt back over your heels. And now we will go into that low plank for 30 seconds. So forearms will be parallel, 30 seconds. So everybody up and hold, please. Up and hold. So elbows in line with shoulders. Forearms are parallel, hips are square, shoulders are square. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. Make sure you are breathing. We have 15 more seconds here. Make sure your back is nice and flat. And release. You can push back into child's pose. And we are going to come up into that bird dog again. Again, we'll do 30 seconds aside, but this time we'll do your dynamic bird dog, so elbow to knee. However, I will time, so it will be 30 seconds. So again, we'll start on that left side first. Left arm long, right leg long, and let's begin. So left arm long, right leg long, then bring the elbow and knee in towards the center, straight, and then extend long. So we're not twisting, we're not bringing the elbow to the knee, we're bringing it in and extending long. Make sure you finish that full extension. We have 5 seconds, then we will get right into the opposite side. and switch. So right into right arm, left leg, elbow to knee, and extend long. Elbow to knee, and extend long. And release. You can push on back into your child's pose. Now we're coming up into that high plank. So arms will be long, wrist in line with shoulder for that high push-up style plank. 30 seconds. Up and hold. So wrist is in line with shoulder, back is flat, hips and shoulders are square. Pull your belly button up towards your spine. Make sure the hips aren't sagging down. We want to tuck the tail and keep a nice flat back. Ten more seconds. And release. You can push back into that child's pose. And now we are going to flip on over to your back for that dying bug. So pelvic tilt, abdomen is tight. Then lift the feet up off the floor. Knees are bent at about 90 degrees. Flex your feet. Arms are long, shoulders down. Opposite arm travels the distance with that opposite leg, 10 per side. So left leg, right arm, tap that heel, tap the thumb, and back on up. Then the opposite side. That's one. Keeping the core nice and tight. Pelvic tilt. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more each side. That is 10. You can release. Pull both knees in towards your chest. Hug them in. Rock side to side. Return your feet down. Bring the feet wider than the hips. Extend the arms long to the side. Drop the knees to the right. Head comes to the left. And hold. And knees to the left, head to the right, and hold. Keep the feet wider than the hips. Release back to center. Bring the feet in to about hip width distance. Then take that right ankle, place it on top of left knee. Let that hip open up, drop the right knee open. You can push here. And when you're ready, reach behind that left knee, pull the left knee in towards your chest. and release. Now the other side. So uncross. Take the left ankle on top of right knee. Let the left knee fall open to the left. Hips are square, and when you're ready, reach for your right knee. Pull it in towards your chest. And release. Uncross. Extend both legs long, both arms long overhead, full body stretch, reach in opposite directions, flex your feet. Then pull your right knee in towards your chest, hug it in. And hamstring stretch. So the bottom of this foot comes up towards the ceiling. Extend that leg long and pull your straight leg towards your chest so you feel it down the hamstring. You can point and flex the foot. And release. Extend that leg long. Pull the left knee in towards your chest first and hold. And then hamstring stretch on this side, so extend the bottom of that left foot up towards the ceiling. Flex that foot. And then point and flex. And release. Push yourselves up to a seated position. Extend both legs long. You can rest here with the hands behind your back. Then when you're ready, slowly walk your hands forward and then try to bring your hands and touch your toes. And release. Take your time, roll over to hands and knees into that child's pose. Hips over heels. Extend those arms long, but keep your butt on the heels. Then keeping your butt down, arms long, walk your hands over as far as you feel comfortable, keeping the head between the arms. Butt stays down on the heels. So here we should keep that, hands are to the left. Firmly place that right hand down on the floor so you feel this down the right side of your back, down the lats on the right. Arms must be extended long. And then walk the hands over to the right. Same thing here, arms are long. You should feel this down the left side of your back. Back to center. Tabletop position. Cat-cow again, arch and sway. Try to get even more flexion than you did the first time in the spine. We want to go slow and controlled. That way we can really pause and get a little deeper in each position. And come on down flat on your stomach. Bring the elbows back next to the chest, hips stay down, chest comes up into that cobra. From here, bring your head down on that left hand and reach for your right ankle. Pull the right heel towards your butt for your quadricep stretch. Like always, if you need to, you can roll over to that left side and do it on the side. If you need to do this stretch on the side to get the ankle and then roll to your stomach so you get a better stretch, that's okay too. Other side. Release. Take your time, make your way all the way up to standing. Everybody can come up to their feet today. When you are up and ready and standing, we can just roll the shoulders back. Then bring the arms out at shoulder height, palms up towards the ceiling, look up, push the thumbs back. And release. Take your head, look to the right, drop your chin. Then head to the left, drop your chin. Back to center, roll the shoulders back, and take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Good job today, everybody. Happy Tuesday.